Well, today on the drawing class that I'm doing, I'm going to show you how to do a parrot that I thought was very, very elegant and pretty. So I'm going to start with a little bit of a branch across here. We're using 2 lead when we're doing this. And I'm going to set the parrot as the focal point of this piece. So to do the parrot I want to do, I'm just doing a parrot with really trendy colors, not our typical bright one, which I do a lot of. And so we'll just see this is a big oval. All right, but I am going to make that some of the feathers in the back, and these are some of the tail feathers. All right, coming down. Now, this is a shoulder right in here. All right, so we can take, I am sketching a little bit heavier than I want you to, just so y'all can see it well. All right, so there we are. Now, I'm going to take and move his head or her head. Usually the prettiest ones are the males, right? All right, so I'm going to come over here and it's kind of tucking in. So here's the eye. All right, so right in here, the beak is coming in here and it's going to be just like that. So the beak comes around here and around there, and then these feathers are going to cover it a little bit. So it's just kind of poked in there. Now I've done these like lovebirds with bright, bright colors, but I want you to see that what we're doing here is we're getting the beak comes into the head, curves, and it's right in here. It's going to be covered. Okay, so I'm going to come right around here because we want him all tucked in like he's putting his face down into his feathers. All right, so let's start down here first. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to come down and up all the way down to the bottom. And then I can do the same thing on this side. All right, so now what happens is I'm going to come across here and make them a little bit wider. All right. And what this drawing that I'm sharing with you does, it helps you to know where to have shading and where the colors are going to go. And each one of these, as we're stroking, we're chisel edging it. So we'll come back another day and paint that together. So I'll give you a little bit of time to get your parrot all drawn out, so you'll be ready on your piece. Now what I do is I draw like this, and then I come in and put tracing paper on top like I've shown in some of the other lessons here. If you want to go check those out, you trace it, then you have a pattern, and then I want you to do a background, and then you're going to come trace this body on. And we don't trace the feathers, but we do trace the shape and the head. Okay, so you can see if I rub my finger and shade some of that, that's going to be shaded up underneath here. And you can use stumps and everything else that will make this easier for you. So I grabbed my stump really quick because I can show you it's just rolled paper. This is a little one so that I can work on inside feathers. Like these feathers under here are going to come right in there. And so you can see layers. All right, so I have that. I grabbed another pencil too. Okay. Now, what I want to see is you have out here to the side, we're going to come up with a few on the side here. All right, now when we're laying these over, we're going to start with this little bit of curve where I'm curving as the wings come this way and overlap. All right, so I'm going out to the edge, and when I come back, and we're going to paint those. We're teaching you how to draw so you can do your painted designs And what we're doing is just helping you sketch out what's going to make this parrot easy to paint. Okay. So I can come in here and soften that a little bit. Okay, and that's where you'd bring floating medium in to work with it too, okay? So right in here, we're going to take and overlap these a little bit here, okay? And so these come back this way. And we have some in the middle. And we do a lot, owls have a lot of these feathers that come, and different kinds of feathers, roosters. All right, so as we're coming around the body, this is, the shoulders are going to go right out here a little bit more and a little bit more. So what's going to happen is now we're bringing some feathers across. All right, so I'm going to take these this way, turn it upside down. All right, so those feathers have a whole different stroke that we're going to do for those. All right, so I need to know how much you like these lessons, so I know if I haven't been spending a lot of time on my lessons, but I love doing them so we can start off the new year with lots more drawing and painting lessons, if that's what you guys like. So see, I can come under here and start the next type of feathers, okay? All right, so those feathers, and then these in here, I'm gonna have a lot of detail here. All right, so now right in here, he's a little bit darker in here. Now this stump is rolled up paper, so it sharpens and everything, which I shared that with y'all, some of the other lessons. Okay. See, so we get a little bit in here. A little bit darker on the top. Okay. Now, this right in here has little, see, these are curving from the outside. And every once in a while they feather up a whole lot and fluff out the head feathers and the tail feathers. Okay, so this is some nice long feathers out here. All right, and we have some big ones right here and another one right here. Oops, it's going to come all the way to here. I got carried away too soon. So I'm going to take this one off. That's the beauty of using the white erasers. I've got these erasers that we sell too, and it comes in and takes everything off on all kinds of surfaces, okay? All right, so this just has a few of these. All right, that hang down really light, and then we have these fuller ones that have some purple in them. Okay, and that just makes it a fancy little plumes on the top, okay? Now, what I'm going to do is I can bring this in here and then come up here and add a few blossoms So I'm going to be doing a gray background. And then I'm going to start doing some petals. So there's 1, 2. You do shorter ones back here. So it looks like it's tilted. And then you can come in here. All right. And then we're going to come right in here. Okay. So we can take these on off the top. And we'll do another one. Okay. All right, we have this one coming at me, and this one out here. All right. And we can come right in here and also shade from inside there. All right, so we have a couple of blossoms there. We have some limbs that come out here. And we can take some leaves. Your leaves. And then we just take some off the side, right? Now I'm going to darken and shade this in here. When you see us painting it, I'm going to come right in here and shade from this side over. So I've got a medium gray, a lighter gray, all in the rest. And then I'm going to come in here. Okay. All right. And then we'll even get darker in here. You can cross hatch across here. Then you cross hatch across here. All right. So I can just shade this all in. I have bigger stems. I don't have it right here though. All right. And they helped you shade this all in here. Okay. Same thing here. We have sets that are very inexpensive on the stumps, which makes it really nice. All right. Okay, so I take and I darken this all under here. All right, so that's dark right along his body. So I'm going to come here a little bit darker, but you see the leaves. Okay. all this makes a difference in how our painting is going to look by the time we get to here. All right. So what we want to do is we want to come across here. And I thought I might do some, wild roses or 5-petal flowers. Okay, so outline the nose of the beak a little bit. Okay. So this is the bottom of the flower. And then I can then take and do the front petals. All right, then I'm going to come back here and do the back petals. Okay, so then that means there'd be shading down in here. Okay, down in here. Okay, so see, that shading shows you what's inside the back petals. Okay, and then I'll do a cluster of flowers here. So these, I think, I want to make more like dogwood, or they can be. Just an open wild rose. Okay, and then we can put a big rose right in here. See, I'm just getting the shapes, and then I can come back and do detail. But what happens in here, I do have some vines that are coming in here. It's a little tropical. And what I would do with those is they're really pretty leaves where I'm doing this point, and then I come out from here and out from there. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 1 in the middle, and then you come out here and do a couple of extra ones. All right, and then a couple little small leaves. All right, so I'm going to add some of these leaves going up here. And all these in the background would be really light and faded. Okay, so you can just sketch them really lightly if you want. Just really light, and then some of them darker. All right, so a couple light ones, a couple dark ones. All right, and then I'm going to come right in here. All right, so now I can easily erase the vines. All right, and then one here. Okay, so see just a little bit, the whole background shading is going to be wonderful. So you guys have to come back And let's do this together. And then each one of these, you can just send the Donna Dewberry some pictures that you've sketched that you want me to look at on Messenger. I can help you through if you need me. And I go there when I'm in town, usually a few times a day. So this is like an open rose. Okay. And I've got a few of them in here, usually about 5 petals. Then you do the center. Okay. Okay, I've got one more. So I've got a triangle and I can make a second triangle. So when I say triangles of design, you're looking at how they lay out, how you're going to paint them. That's what's important. Okay. And then all these accents go in after you put your petals in, right? Okay. So then I'm going to come in here. And what's going to happen here is this is a real fun center in this flower. All right. So then I'm going to come out here. Okay. We'll just do a really nice rose here. So these are the outside petals. Okay. You'll see that didn't take too long, but by the time we throw, it makes our painting go so much easier because when we come over here and we trace the pattern from our drawing, you would just put this outline. You went and you put the outline of where the feathers go. You can just put a couple, but you wouldn't do everything. Like some of these shadow ones don't do the shadows at all because they're much easier to paint without that there. Okay. Now, and this, I'm going to come in here and do a few layers of petals. And we're going to come in and put some more. Okay. So you would come in here and you'd shade underneath these petals. So if we come under here, okay, so look. See this, all these go under the petals, and that's just going to show you where the shading should end up being. Okay, so, and all I would do on him is I think I would put a couple of larger leaves. And what they also have is a 1, 2, 3 leaf. All right. And there you are. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Give it another one here. There we go. And then we do our little wrinkles of ruffles on here. There we go. All right, there we go. And you get a collection and we sit and paint together. So what do you think? I hope you guys like that. Get your supplies, sit down and sketch while you're sitting on a plane or sketch while you're waiting. And I was sitting there, I take a little pad with me in my purse and just this pencil and you're ready to go. And I will sit there and sketch while I'm waiting for my appointments at the doctor's or whatever. So think about it. It is fun. Show your kids. They love to draw. And so this will give them some inspiration. All right. Until next time, we come back and we paint this baby. All right. So let me know. Let me know if you liked it and what's going on in your drawing world. All right. You're designing and painting.